Hello and welcome to another edition of Cinder's Playground. And today I'm going to be talking about video games in the current state that it's in. Now, I know many YouTubers have tackled this subject, and for good reason. I think us as a gaming community are fed up with the the lies, the unfinished products, the greediness of it all, you know. And I think the more and more creators keep showcasing and telling the general public about these atrocities that maybe, just maybe, the gaming industry will be what it once was, which was about the art, about the gamer, the consumer, the customer being what's good for them. And not only that, being people who are passionate about what they're working on, Not to say that everybody in the gaming industry is not passionate about what they do, but nah, I feel like the overseers and people up top just cares about that bottom line, that dollar. And I just want to talk about a few examples of what's happened in the last, I'll probably say, a couple of years. And I'm not gonna go over everything because that would be probably like a 2-hour video, and I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here for that, and I don't want to sit here for that. But these are the things that stuck out to me when compiling the list of subjects to tackle. All right, I think first and foremost, I want to address is the many layoffs we've seen in the industry the last probably 2 years. I mean, from Microsoft to Sony, individual studios, just giving people, like, you know, the boot, you know. And even probably the best example of this is Microsoft, who shut down the studio who made Hi-Fi Rush, which was an instant hit on the Xbox Game Pass, and yet they shut down the studio. uh, and I am not a console whore, meaning I don't pick sides for consoles or anything. I do have an Xbox Series X, and I don't have a PS5 just because I don't want two consoles, man. Like I said, you can argue in the comments which hardware is better or who has the better games or whatever. That doesn't care to me. Yes, I know Sony has Spider-Man and God of War and Last of Us, which are all good games, but I don't know. I just don't want two consoles. I don't want two subscriptions. I have the Xbox Game Pass, and that's enough, man. Like I said, besides the other 10 subscriptions that I have each month. But besides the point, the layoffs. People who do what the publishers asked of them and yet turn up shit, and yet they get the short end of the stick. Not the higher ups. No. It's the people who actually worked on it. Give you another example was Redfall, which came out earlier this year, and how those are the guys who made Dishonored, which is a great franchise, and yet they have said they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to do that whole, season model, live service, BS, but no, it was dictated to them. I don't know if it was Todd Howard or Microsoft / Phil Spencer himself telling them they to work on that, but they didn't want to do it, but they did it, and we all know what happened with that launch. So I just, like I said, when you fire somebody for doing what they were told, to me seems unfair, like I said. And I hope everybody who's been laid off the last year can find a good company to work for, which I don't know if there are any left, to be honest with you. But I hope they land on their feet and find something else. Now, speaking of companies, I want to talk about Bungie for a minute. They were one of my favorite studios because obviously the Halo creators of Halo. the good Halos, I should say. um, the good Halos and Destiny, which I love, but um, you know, within the last year, people have left. Important people, I think, who kept Destiny good in the way it is and kept it running. Um, and also, I saw a story. It was like a couple weeks ago where one of the higher ups of Bungie. Keep in mind, this isn't a person who doesn't work on the game, but I guess to show off, he would invite coworkers to his house where he would show them his brand new cars. And immediately a week after that, that's when the layoffs happened, but he wasn't affected by that. I find it funny, you're going to show off your new cars that you bought, not even telling these people that they soon will be gone, so like I said, I used to like Bungie. Like I said, and I know the guys who made Halo aren't there now, obviously, and there's a different sort of people there. But when Destiny first started, man, I felt like the guys there creating content for Destiny were passionate about it and just loved what they were doing. Now, I know most of that staff from D1 isn't there now. So we'll see what happens, because I think Marathon is the name of their next game, and who knows how I know that's going to be a live service shooter as well. So we'll see how it is. We'll see how it goes. I think that's due out next year, but we'll see how it is. I don't have high hopes for it, I'll tell you that much. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is Helldivers. I know it's a Sony exclusive, and I haven't played it, but I have keeping my ear to the grindstone, looking and hearing about this game. Yes, it was good. It was a runaway hit, but then Sony, in their infinite wisdom, decided to tell players if they want to play, they have to make a PSN account. Keeping in mind that not every country has access to PSN. So people were locked out of the game through no fault of their own. Through no fault of their own, just because their country didn't have PSN. Now, I not 100% sure if Sony walked this back and let everybody play. Because again, like I said, I don't have a PlayStation. But to me, that's just because you're telling them. I was like, oh, you want to play this game? Well, you have to sign up for our service, And not only that, just like, and I feel some people, and I get it, that don't want to have their information on the interweb, to be easy accessible. Because let's not forget, Sony has had 2 breaches. And I wouldn't blame anybody for not wanting to put their information on there. So yeah. Again, the greediness of Sony. And speaking of Sony, we're going to stay on them because I want to talk about Concord next now. Oh my God. One of the biggest disasters in gaming history. I think this is worse than Cyberpunk, believe it or not. And I like Cyberpunk too, But yeah, oh, like I said, the want to jump on the bandwagon of the hero shooter, which, that's what Overwatch is for. Not that I'm a fan of that game, but that's what Overwatch is for. And, so Sony, seeing the success of Overwatch, wanted to copy that and make their own with Concord. And this abysmal game, I can tell was bad. Even if I had a PlayStation, I wasn't going to pay for that fucking game. No interest in it. Characters were ugly. Gameplay looked nothing out of the ordinary. I was like, oh, this looks like a downgrade to Overwatch. That's what I saw. And and the fact that they shut the game down. This is supposed to be a live service game, and they shut it down After 2 weeks, man, that is the fastest turnaround I've ever seen on a game. Yes, games have been shut down. Well, I should say live service games have been shut down, but they usually stay around for like a year or so, you know. Um, but Sony saw the writing on the wall. Well, actually, I didn't take that back. They didn't see the writing on the wall because they saw the writing on the wall. They wouldn't even put this out, you know. Ridiculous, man. Oh, and I think, yeah, I don't even know how much they spent on this between marketing, production, research and everything like that. And just cut it off after 2 weeks. So it's like, all right, we're cutting our losses, man. I guess they can count this as a write-off. you know. But yeah, tone deaf. Tone deaf. Now, I don't know the studio who made this, and again, going back to what I said earlier, they probably didn't even want to do this shit, but they were forced to. Now, um, yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel sorry here. I mean, Sony did give refunds to everybody, but I feel sorry. I wouldn't even wasted my time nor my money invested in that game. I saw nothing. And no, I don't know. Sometimes people, let's just say creators, buy games, to cover, not necessarily wanting to. I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna play anything that I hate or think is trash. So you will never see that here. Like I said, only the good shit here on Cinema's Playground. So yeah. bad. Okay. We're gonna go to, all right, let me stop dumping on Sony. We're gonna go to Xbox now. Now I think this month or it maybe happened already by the time you hear this, but so I am a fan of the Xbox Game Pass. I think it's a great deal, probably the best deal in gaming that you can play brand new games day one without have to paying that $70 price tag. Just be a part of the Xbox Game Pass, But they decided they are going to raise the prices of the pass and have tiers now. So it wasn't not sure, it was just one set price, but now we're doing tiers now. Just like the gaming industry has shown us, with new releases. Oh, you can get the regular edition, get the deluxe edition, or you can get the ultimate or legendary edition of a game. Again, having tiers, different excellence. So you mean, and I've seen so many creators say this that so you mean to tell me to get the full experience or everything out of this game, I would have to spend $200 on it. Because if I get the regular edition, I'm missing out. Which for me, I don't see it like that, but I can see the argument for that, because for me, like I said, if the core gameplay is good and I like the story, whatever it may be, I'm fine with that. I don't need that other shit, man. Like I said, man, no, maybe later down the road, if their DLC or ultimate package or whatever goes down in price, then maybe will pick it up, but you know, I think that's a big ask for a customer to throw down $200 for a brand new game, even if it is in a established franchise. So much could happen and so much can go wrong. So no, I don't think I've ever had or bought a premium edition of a game ever, in my opinion. I thought about it a couple times, but I've never pulled the trigger on it. Now even the upcoming Black Ops 6, which I am excited for. But again, it's on the Game Pass, so I am not spending $70 on that game, and they keep, it's funny because they keep spamming me on my emails and on my dashboard for my Xbox saying, oh, upgrade to the Vault Edition, and get all this stuff like that. I was like, nah, that's okay. I mean, from the beta, game felt good to play, so I'm just gonna play what I'm just gonna play the core game. That's it. I don't need all the extra goodies or anything like that. And that's another thing I hate about COD. Is probably why I haven't played a COD in like 5-6 years, is just because the whole COD point system and the battle pass, which they didn't have before, man. I remember back in the day, and you can I mentioned this in my Call of Duty tier list video, so you can go and check that out if you like. But yeah, back in the day, Call of Duty, what you call it? The only thing we pay for is map packs, which I was fine with, man. After 3 months, they'll drop a map pack, maybe 4 new maps or something like that. It's like, oh, cool, I'll pay for that, man. And everything like that. Yeah, but now, you got map packs, you got skins, you got guns, blueprints, what do you call it? Emotes. Oh, Jesus, man. And then, then upgrades. You could buy like boosters for your XP and all that shit like that. I'm just like, bro, this is way too much, man. I just want a fast-paced military shooter, man. I don't need all the bells and whistles, man. Like I said, and the skins thing still baffles me to this day. Just like, it's Call of Duty. You see your gun 90% of the time, man. So yeah. So I kind of drifted off subjects there. What was I talking about? Oh, the past. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, so I think for Call of Duty though, I am gonna upgrade to the Ultimate Pass, which is the highest tier, just because again, I really don't want to spend $70 on a game. I don't think I have spent $70 on a game. Maybe no, because I didn't even think Red Dead 2 was 60. It was before everybody started moving over to 70. So, and that was the last game I think I paid full price for, Oh, maybe Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk came out after that. So yeah, Cyberpunk I paid full price for. All right, moving on. Something that came out recently, and again, a game. I saw the trailers. I'm like, this is gonna be trash. It's gonna be trash, and that is Star Wars Outlaws. Now, I am anybody who knows me personally knows I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Darth Vader is my favorite character ever, and seeing this from the first teaser trailer, I was like, oh, this is gonna be horrible. This is gonna be horrible, and I had no interest in it, and I still don't have any interest in it. Even if they chop the price in half, I'd be like, no. And this is a Ubisoft game, by the way. Who, God, what was the last good game they put out, man? Like I said, I've fallen out of love with the Assassin's Creed franchise. Far Cry is a shell of its former self. And what do they call it? And I'm waiting for a good Tom Clancy game, sitting on that license, and we haven't had a good game in like 6 years. So let's do something about that, man. Like I said, and where's Splinter Cell? My God, man. Jesus Christ, man. I miss Sam Fisher. Anyway, sorry. Off to the shop sec. Now, there's a couple reasons I wasn't interested in this game. One, Ubisoft wanting to be diversified and made the main protagonist a woman, which I'm fine with, I guess. But to me, it seems like this game was made for a Han Solo character, you know what I'm saying? So I'd have been like, yeah, probably would have sold better if you used Han Solo. I'm just saying, I definitely would have probably bought it if Han Solo was the main character, you know. And so yeah, so that that off the bat just totally turned me off. And then when they started showing gameplay of the ridiculousness of the gameplay, she hit a stormtrooper with her bare fists in the helmet. Now, excuse me, but that's a military helmet, man. Any man hitting a stormtrooper in the helmet would probably say "ow" afterwards. No, but she just cold cocked him. Oh, and the AI is terrible from what I've seen and everything like that. And oh God, there's nothing there for me, So nice try, Ubisoft. So maybe you'll get it right one day. Oh God. I mean, I don't even imagine how much money they spent on this, and I know they're not going to make it back. yes, people bought it, and of course, people covered it, and everything like that. I was one of those people, like I said, not gonna cover games that I'm not gonna enjoy. So fuck Star Wars Outlaws, man. 'Cause, when will we get a new open world Star Wars game like Knights of the Old Republic? Girl, can we just get either a remaster or remade Knights of the Old Republic, man? That's all I really want, out of a Star Wars game. Just give me that, man. Like I said, I'll be happy with that. But I heard that game is in development hell. So if it does come out, it'll probably be 3-4 years from now. But I digress. Moving on. So last week, as I record this, we got the announcement of the PS5 Pro. And oh my goodness. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. How brain dead can Sony be? Honestly, I don't know who's running the ship over there, who's calling the shots. But, yeah, they decided to, well, by the time I drop this, you guys will all know, but let me reaffirm for anybody who hasn't. They decided to drop their PS5 Pro, which is basically the PS5s with a little bit more juice, But they want to drop it. They want you to pay $700. But hold on, there's more. Not only $700, there's no disk drive. And there's no stand because you're supposed to stand it vertically, supposedly. So if you want that disk drive, that's another $80, and so is the stand. I mean, I know geeks are gonna probably buy this, but shit, I'm not. Not that I was looking to buy a PlayStation anyway. But damn, $700. This is how far we come? So you be telling me like the next Xbox is gonna be $700? If it is, I'm probably gonna looking at building a PC. Honestly, I probably would. If the next systems are in that $700 price, like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna be exclusive PC gamer now. That's the way I look at it, and that's the way you should look at it, because $700 is ridiculous for our gaming console. I think 5 is ridiculous, to be honest with you, but I bit the bullet anyway. I think, well, now that I think about it, like I said, I only bought my Xbox Series X because my Xbox One crapped out on me, and I needed to play something, because despite everything going on in my life, and has been going on in my life, video games, along right behind music, is my savior for my sanity. So I need a gaming device in my home. So when my Xbox One crapped out, I was like, oh, looks like I'm upgrading. So that's the only reason I have it. Because if my Xbox One was still working, I would probably still playing it. But that's what it is. That's what it is, man. One more thing I want to address, and then I'll end this. I'm going to talk about microtransactions in general, because there seems to be a great divide in that, because some people don't mind it and some people just absolutely despise it. Now, I'm probably not in either camp. If I really love the game, I will continue to buy content for it. Some people say Fortnite is probably the best example of monetization done well. I mean, I was thinking about this. That was like the prime example I was thinking about days leading up to recording this. It's just because, like, yeah, I buy the battle pass every month, and if I see a cool skin in the shop, I'll pick it up, man. But it's the way it's handled. When I say that, I mean, because we got V-Bucks, obviously, and then they come in certain increments, man. And I feel that's how they get you, because it's something, let's say $1,500. Well, the lowest tier is not $1,500, so you have to buy 2 of the lowest one or buy the $20 one. you know. And then of course you'll have some left over, and then you're just like, oh well, I guess I'll spend it on something, and of course whatever you have left over is not enough to really buy anything if you want, except if you want an emote or you know or a wrap. You could probably get that, but if you want another skin, you're gonna have to fork over more money. So that's how they get you, man. And I'm very selective in the skins that I buy. I have to really passionate about the character to buy a skin from it, and sometimes I'll buy one of the epic originals, but only if I really like the outfit. Um, there's probably like 4 or 5 epic originals that I have in my locker, but everything else is either battle pass or bought from the store. Um, and So, like I said, I mean, I can understand, especially younger kids going crazy with that shit and just racking up bills on their parents' credit cards and shit like that. It's like, oh man, that skin is cool. This is cool, like that. Um, and let's not forget, not too long ago, there were articles like from major news outlets about kids taking their parents' credit cards and buying them, using them to buy V Bucks. You know, um, and yeah, it's probably the best the we're gonna get right now. It's not perfect by any means, but it's probably the best you can get because everything's cosmetic, and you know, and there's really no gaming advantage from buying a skin or like that. You're just buying a skin because you like the character. That's why I buy it. You know, um, the battle pass thing is like I said. I look at every season. I look at the battle pass and decide if I'm going to buy it or not. I'm looking at it like, If there's like one skin in it I like, I'm like, it's not worth me buying it. But if a majority of the skins are good, I'll buy the pass. I mean, I know I'm not going to love every single skin in the battle pass. That has never happened, and it probably never will happen. But if the majority of the skins on the pass is good, okay, you got my money, Epic. I'll buy this pass. Like I said, and then if they get a cool character, especially comic book related in the item shop, okay, Epic, you got my money again. I will get that. Um, and then the flip side of that, which I mentioned before, is Call of Duty, where oh my god, like I said, oh the COD points, man, and everything like that, man, and then of course they want you to, buy, the battle pass, what you and they also have like I guess you call them hero bundles where you get like a skin and then specific type of gun for the character and probably like a wrap for it, and like the dumb shit like weapon charms and shit like that. Like, who the fuck cares, man? They're just trying every little thing they can monetize, they're trying to do, and I find it disgusting, man. Like, it's really a big reason why I left the Call of Duty franchise. Like I said, my last game was Black Ops 3, I think, you know, until now. So me playing that Black Ops 6 beta was the first time I played a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 3. That's how bad it's been. In my opinion, man. Like I said. But like I said, I am not taking a risk this year when that game comes out. Like I said, so gonna play it. Like I said, I'm probably not gonna buy anything from that store. I'm not gonna buy the battle pass. I'm not gonna buy any of the skin bundles or anything like that, man. Oh, I'm just gonna play it, man. Because it's sad that a once great gaming franchise is now, it is what it is today. Not what it was. I feel like it's not about the players anymore. But that's Activision. That's Activision. And but yeah, that's all I really want to talk about. Get these things off of my chest, man. Because I think, yeah, gaming is bad now. Like I said, Do you remember when each year there'd be like 5, 6 games you couldn't wait to come out, man? Now for me, it's like one, maybe two, maybe two, because between the outrageous prices, the live service model, and people want to put the message in games now, being diverse and all that bullshit and everything like that, and trying to not offend anybody, man. The combination of all that makes the gaming industry shitty as it is right now. So, like I said, now I buy 1, 2 games, physical games a year, maybe, you know. Um, Everything else I play on the pass, like I said, and if it's on another system, hey, maybe someday. Like I said, maybe someday. And maybe one Sunday, maybe someday I'll play that Spider-Man game. I'll play that God of War Ragnarok. Maybe someday. But I am not in a rush to. Like I said, I got this Xbox Series X, and I am content with it for now. Uh, and I like the games that I have, obviously. And anything new pops up on the pass, I'll give it a try. But as far as me looking forward to shit, nah, man. GTA 6, which is next year, everybody's gonna buy that. That's a no-brainer. Black Ops 6, which I mentioned before, not really buying it, but I'm gonna download it and play it. Other than that, I can't think of shit else. Nothing. And that's sad when when so many studios are working on games and putting out games and releasing games, and you just don't care. That's the state that we're in right now. People don't care about video games anymore. Not like they used to, man. And don't get me wrong, I know there are indie games out there that are fun as hell, and a great time, but I mean, that's just not my scene, man. Like I said, I like my shit simple, easy to follow. Simple, easy to follow, and look decent, I guess. Those are my pillars, for my game. Like that, man. And I feel like, especially indie games, man, I don't go out searching for those shits or anything. But if it's on the forefront or it's on my dashboard or something, it's like, oh, that looks interesting. Maybe I'll check it out. Or maybe I'll just download it and get to it later. So I'm not that of a geek that I know what's up in the indie game market. But then again, a lot of those indie games are on Steam too. So again, not really accessible to me. But let me know in the comments, guys. Do you think the video game industry will change or get better, I should say? Because right now, I think it's in the shits. It's in the toilet. And yeah. And for me, I don't think it's going to get better, at least not for the foreseeable future. So I will buy my 1, 2 games a year and just be on that path, because, yeah, they're getting more expensive. They're coming out broken. And everybody wants to be online and have a live service game. And not everybody can be Fortnite, Not everybody can be Apex Legends, Those games have survived this long because they continue to deliver content, good content, I might add. That's why people keep gunning back to it, man. Again, shit like Concord, which wanted to get on that train, crashed and burned. You got to have something. You got to have substance. You can't just copy and paste somebody else's work and think you're going to get the same result. It's not going to work. Much as I shouldn't say I hate it, but I'm not a fan of Overwatch, but they have built a community there, and what do you call it? And people are connected to those characters, man, so, and that's why they have a large fan base, man. People connect to those characters. They identify those characters. They love those characters. They love using those characters, and God forbid if they make an Overwatch 3, Well, if they do, I hope they learn from Overwatch 2, because I actually was excited for Overwatch 2, but then I think I played the beta. I was like, yeah, no, not for me. Between the monetization and the lack of our single player game mode, which they said they were gonna have, and they cut it. So again, I was just like, nah, I'm done. So yeah, so I hope Blizzard learns from this, and when and if Overwatch 3 comes out, that we have that single player experience they promised us, you know. All right, guys, I have rambled long enough, so I'm just gonna drop it here. I said drop it here. End it here. I oh, sorry, I'm shooting a message. All right, so I'm gonna end it here. So as I close it out, should be a video recommendation on your bottom left, and then the bottom right is a sub channel. So if you're new here, consider subscribing to Sinner's Playground. And if you want, you can follow me here. Okay, I said that wrong. If you want, you can follow me on Instagram at Cinder66636. I post about updates about the show, geek news, and cool shit I find on the internet. So you can DM me over there if you like, or just drop a comment if you have a question or anything like that, man. I always read the comments, man. And tell me, what is your biggest beef about the video game industry right now? Let me know. I'm curious to see what my community thinks about gaming in general and what can be done to fix it, man, if anything. So definitely let me know in the comments. And I am Cinder. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later.